Grinnell Capital is a boutique asset management firm based in Park City, Utah.
Good morning. My name is Frank Grinnell. I've been investing in the stock market for over 20 years. It serves as my day job, and most importantly, it is my absolute passion. On Street Views, I offer my daily viewpoint on the stock market in under 7 minutes. I will cover things like the global macroeconomic picture, the mood of the market, company-specific news, secular trends with some actionable sector and stock calls. I hope my insights are useful to you, whether you are a professional money manager or a passionate investor. At Grinnell Capital, we share high-conviction ideas with subscribers, and we actively manage stock and ETF models for financial professionals and their clients, as well as individual investors. For more information, check out our website. Before we get to today's podcast, be sure to hit subscribe. And now, today's Street Views. Hey, good morning. Excited today. So we got two things to talk about. One is a jobs report, and two is an earnings report. Starting to get earnings to trickle in. So number one, jobs report better than expected for December, just on the number, not a big deal. The big deal is wages. So the average hourly earnings rose 30 bips month on month in December, down from 60 bips previously. And that was revised down to 40 bips. So November's 60 got revised down to 40. December was expected to be 40, came in at 30. So cooler on wages 2 months in a row. On an annual basis, hourly earnings rose just 4.6% down from last month's 5.1. Also revised lower to 4.8. So you get another downward revision to the prior month. That was the slowest wage growth since August 2021. And the market turned quite green because services is the stickiest part of inflation, and wage growth is the raw material for services. That's all there is to it. Is this the declare victory moment? Not necessarily, but the market's going to react on this. This is the data point that it has right now. So this will be probably a risk on day or a short covering day, however you want to think about it. Speaking of short covering, Air Test, AEHR, some of you longtime listeners will remember this name. I've talked about it. I don't think I've talked about it this year, but there's the chart. So they reported numbers last night, 14.8 million top line versus 12.8 expected, up 54% year on year, 16 cents for the bottom line versus 9 expected. For the guide, they're looking for 60 to 70 million versus 67.6 consensus. That's a little not that exciting. So my thought is maybe that's conservative. I don't know if they're having capacity issues. I got to listen to the call and see what's going on. But nevertheless, you see here, stocks looking up 15% at around almost $20. And it's really come in a lot of guys high as 28 and change. We've been peeling it away, sold. We have a little bit left, which we will probably at this point add to, because I think the story's got a long way to go. They just announced a new customer, new design win, and they've got multiple silicon carbide manufacturers testing out their test and burn equipment. So not over yet for Air Test. This was probably necessary. Shook out a lot of week longs, in my opinion. Once it broke that 50, people started getting panicked, and there you go. They got out. So that's great. Short interest is 17%. So that'll be fun for them. You know what? The message here, as it has been since we started, active management is back. Ask us about, we got a new high conviction idea list that we've come out with. It's going to be published whenever the high conviction ideas come out. So about 1 to 5 a month. Stocks and ETFs, equities, fixed income, mostly on the equity side, international as well, though. And this is, we've got a special going on there. So check that out. Look at our website, grinnellcapital.com. Any questions about that, let me know, but get on that list. And you're going to want to also check out our models. So we've had our models going for quite a while now. Well, our flagship's been going for 3 years running. We've got our third year in, outperforming all major indices on a net basis, which I'm proud to say is the case. So that is it. Active management, stock picking. Have a great day.
And now for some important disclaimers. This podcast is intended for financial professionals only. Grinnell Capital LLC is a state-registered investment advisor located in Utah. Services offered by Grinnell Capital can only be offered in the states of Utah, Idaho, California, and Texas, where Grinnell Capital is registered or where otherwise legally permitted. Registration does not imply a certain level of skill or training. For additional information about Grinnell Capital, including its services and fees, please review the firm's disclosure statement as set forth on Form ADV and available at no charge at advisor.info.sec.gov. This podcast is provided for informational purposes only. The information contained herein should not be consumed, construed at the provision of personalized advice, and is subject to change without notice. This material should not be considered a solicitation to buy or sell any asset or engage in a particular investment strategy. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss, including loss of principal invested, and may not be suitable for all investors. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. This podcast contains certain forward-looking statements which indicate future possibilities. Actual results may differ materially from the expectations portrayed in such forward-looking statements. As such, there is no guarantee that any views and opinions expressed will come to pass. All expressions of opinion reflect the judgment of Grinnell Capital LLC as of the date of publication and are subject to change without prior notice. This podcast contains information derived from third-party sources. Although we believe these sources to be reliable, we make no representations as to the accuracy of any information prepared by any unaffiliated third party incorporated herein and take no responsibility. Therefore, this podcast is provided with the understanding that Grinnell Capital is not engaging in rendering legal, accounting, or tax services, and we recommend that you seek out the services of professionals in these aforementioned areas. The principal investment focus of the accelerator model, the strategy, is to achieve long relative and risk-adjusted returns, primarily by investing and trading securities issued by companies that focus on the global information technology, consumer healthcare, industrial, and infrastructure sectors. These sectors are characterized by robust secular growth potential and an abundance of both new and maturing product cycles, a field of competition that creates the potential for relative winners and losers within a subsector or theme, a high degree of revenues and earnings volatility, rapidly changing sentiment and public perception, significant yet unrealized potential for globalization, and superior relative liquidity. Investment in the strategy is speculative and involves a high degree of risk. The second investment model is called the ignition model. The ignition model is an all-exchange traded fund, ETF strategy, with an investment objective similar to the accelerator model. This model seeks to capitalize on long-term growth trends experienced by the market leaders in various areas and sectors. The ignition model will also seek ETF investments based on cyclical forces experienced in the U.S. and the global economy. This model is also designed to have the ability to offer some risk aversion in the event of significant market stress through investments and ETFs designed to take advantage of market volatility. The strategy's performance can be volatile. Grinnell Capital LLC has total trading authority over the strategy. The use of a single manager applying similar trading programs can mean a lack of diversification and consequently higher risk. For more important disclaimers, please visit our website, www.grinnellcapital.com.